I don't have it yet. I've been in the game plan meetings all morning, and he got in late there, so I don't have an update yet.
How did you think, when you look at the film, what Devontae Harris did, and also did Alexander Johnson clean up some of those mistakes you were speaking of last week?
He did, to a degree. Still had one or two that, could be accused of reckless driving. But, he played good. And what was the first part?
Devontae Harris, how do you think?
Yeah, he did all right, for his first start in the NFL. Obviously, they caught some balls on him. But I think overall he did fine, considering where he's come from. What's that saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure, He didn't make Cincinnati's squad, so we're glad to have him.
Do you plan to keep him in the starting lineup?
Yeah.
On the 4th and 1 in the second quarter where McManus kicked the 53-yarder, how close are you to going for it, and what went into this?
It became evident to me by that time that points were going to be hard to come by, and I didn't want to pass up an opportunity to get some points.
When you look at the Chiefs, what the Colts and Texans have done the past 2 weeks, is the best defense against them your own offense, keeping them off the field?
Well, I think that's true any week, really. I mean, you want to be able to move the ball and make first downs and score points. What you don't want to do is move the ball and come up empty. But I think that's a motive each and every week in the league, really.
Hey, Sean Hamilton, with the increased reps you got yesterday, what did you like out of him, and what does he need to do to take on that responsibility if needed this week?
Yeah, it was good to see him catch some balls and contribute, and hopefully this springboards him to better things. He's hadn't had much production here in the early going. Sometimes just a couple good catches like that in a tight game, will get you going, get your confidence back up. Like you guys have heard me say, you don't need to go sit on somebody's couch to get your confidence up. You got to go out and make a play or two, and now all of a sudden your confidence is up.
You're a fan of the Division II juggernaut?
Yeah, Colorado School of Mines always support the local teams.
Vaughn didn't have any sacks, but obviously the team had 7 plus 3 takeaways. Is that because Vaughn's getting so much attention and still wreaking havoc?
Yeah, he was involved in one statistically, and he had some good pressures otherwise during the game. He did get some extra attention during different times in the game.
Dick, you've seen an awful lot of quarterbacks through the years. In what ways is Mahomes unique, and in what ways does he remind you of other people you've coached?
Well, I think he's, like John Elway was in the 80s and 90s. He's that guy, like Aaron Rodgers has been for the last 12, 14 years, however many years he's been starting. He's kind of that guy. He's the great passer, the great improviser, plays with a lot of athletic arrogance, which is a compliment. He's very confident in his ability. He's very poised, doesn't get rattled, and he's got an arm that, is really, really good. And he can make all the throws they're asking him to make, and some that they're not even asking him to make that just show up in his improvisations. So, and he's good in the pocket, has great pocket feel. You can tell he's a gamer. The guy is really, really special.
When a lot of defense sometimes is playing the percentages, how do you do that against a guy who can wreck your plans?
What do you mean by playing the percentages?
Just in this down and distance situation.
Yeah, I mean, with a guy like this, you have to defend 2 plays. The one they've called, and then the one he might create. And that makes it tough.
What about the secondary? How will they rise to the task of containing Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill, all that?
Hopefully by having a good day of covering their guys. These guys got a slew of receivers, and they're all fast, and they get down the field fast or over the field fast. And it's really a good offense that suits their personnel, that their quarterback can run. And it's tough.
Coach, is Juwan James healthy enough to play on Thursday?
I don't know that yet.
Andy Reid's offense, a lot of eye candy, misdirection, motion this way, play that way. How challenge is that?
It is. It's just stuff they throw in there to try and, open up their passing game a little bit. They do some running out of it also. It is. It's something you have to deal with. And, it's a tough offense schematically to defend. But, we're going to have to find a way to slow it down a little bit.
Follow up on James, because there's only walkthroughs this week. Does that make it tougher to see whether he's getting ready?
Yeah, we can take him to the side and work him a little bit harder than the rest of the guys.
What players on IR do you expect to be able to come back and practice this week?
Well, any of them that have filled the time requirement. And our practices this week won't be very strenuous, as you can imagine. So, it'll be a lost week for some of those guys.
Coach, in terms of the last 3 weeks versus the first three, the last three you've been ahead more than 83% of the time. The first 3 weeks you're only ahead 6.5% of the time. Given other changes you made, particularly in personnel with Purcell and Johnson, is there one of those two factors that's more important in your mind, playing with the lead a lot more often, or the personnel changes that you've affected, particularly on defense?
Well, playing with the lead is, that's a whole team operation there. Some of those games you're alluding to, we got off to a nice start offensively and got some points. Wasn't the case yesterday, and those guys that we have put in there have done well, and we're pleased with their play.
Do you have a relationship with Andy anyway?
I know him, but not great. But obviously, our paths have been crossed in the league for a long time. I think I've been in the league longer than him, but I know him. If we see each other, we'll say hello and chat. But
Is that surprising, given how long both of you have been in the NFL?
no, because we've never worked together. So
Is that surprising?
uh,
You guys have been around.
it tried to happen a couple times, but couldn't.
Coach, Deontay Spencer had a spectacular return. You fielded a ball at the 8. Were you okay with that?
Yeah, the rule is, we put him somewhere between the 8 and the 10, and if he gets pushed back below the 8, let it go. So the 8 is right on the border there.
Mike Purcell, he's kind of bounced around from different practice squads over the years.
AAF.
How much has his success been tied to the system and just finding the right fit?
Well, I think that's part of it anytime. Mike's a good run defender. He's strong, he's tough, he's smart, he's instinctive, and he's got the knowledge and instincts and the strength to do his job well in that tight quarters.
Time for a few more for the coach.
What do you make of the 2 games of Shelby on the end, and have you found that to be just the best fit for him moving forward?
Yeah.
What's important to you, from your perspective, in developing a player, making him better than he was before?
Well, I think that's all of our challenges. That's really what we're here to do as coaches, is to make the players better. And if you make enough of them better, you made your team better. And that's always goal number one.
Is this take on that?
What's key in it?
Yeah, when you have a guy who
Just continuing to teach him, coach him, show him teaching tapes, put him in the positions on the practice field where he can learn. Just doing that over and over and over again. But ultimately, you got to get some game reps for him, which you hope happen in preseason games a good bit of the time. Sometimes they can't.
Is Andy's screen game like any other screen game you go against? And kind of how do you, on a short week when you can't really go out and do it as much, prepare your guys for kind of the way it works?
Yeah, he's always had a good screen game all the way back to Philadelphia, and even when he was an assistant at Green Bay, they were a good screen team. So they've always got it. They may run as many as 3 to 5 a game. Might be a game or two where they only do 1 or 2, but it's always on his play call list. And there's usually misdirection involved in them, and they can be tough to handle. We've seen some of those screens from other teams. A lot of teams are running the same types of screens around the league.
Last one, Troy Rank.
Some of the players talked about afterwards, like if you got gonna get where you wanna go, you've gotta start playing better against the Chiefs, given the recent history. Is this kind of a measuring stick game as you're trying to get over the hump?
Well, I think every game's a measuring stick. But, to your point, the Chiefs are the reigning champions in this division, I think, 3 years running. So, to some degree it is. But to me, every week's a measuring stick.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay.